all of this stuff matters because it's connected. And when you see how it's connected, you feel less overwhelmed because you start to see a central theme emerge, and it doesn't feel like you have to tackle 100 things. It starts to feel like you're tackling a handful of things, okay? So you have this OPM dismissal and federal freezing. Last week, and also in the last 2 weeks, Donald Trump, 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump gets sworn in. Elon Musk then puts pressure on both Donald Trump and applies political pressure to dismiss the FAA, the Federal Aviation Commission, or rather the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administrator. They put pressure, Elon Musk put pressure to dismiss the FAA administrator. Now, why did he do that? Theme, okay? Elon Musk put pressure on him because the FAA administrator was advocating for, I believe, either fines or other sorts of punitive measures on Elon Musk because of violations that they were doing over at SpaceX around safety. So Elon pressures the Trump administration and forces the dismissal of an FAA administrator. That's part number one. Then a week later, or a couple of days later, the Trump administration, through OPM, through Elon Musk, through all these people, then send this ham-fisted letter out to virtually every federal employee, including some of the workers at LaGuardia Airport, and including virtually almost every air traffic controller in the United States, saying, we want you to leave your job. And we are going to offer you a quote-unquote buyout, which is not a buyout, mind you, and whose legality is highly questionable, and their ability to even uphold to their promise is, virtually none at all, saying, we want to push out every federal worker, including air traffic controllers. And what happens? What do we see? In an environment where air traffic controllers are already extremely strained, we do not have enough air traffic controllers in the United States. This has been a long rolling crisis in this country. And the reason we don't have air traffic controllers is because Republicans have cut budgets for training, for investment, for the federal pipeline and procuring air traffic control. That job, as we know, is not a joke. You can make one mistake and hundreds of people can be dead. But it has been taken seriously enough that we have not had a significant airline crash in this way in, I believe, since 2009. Anyways, all of this is to say is that they then push all these air traffic controllers and give them all a letter saying it's time for you to go. And also, what happens? Now we have an initial plane crash that has occurred. When we mess with federal government systems, lives are at stake. And this rhetoric that Elon Musk and MAGA and whatever have made in ginning up all of this conspiratorial mentality in order to get people to think that none of this matters and it can all be gutted is designed for exactly this kind of outcome. At the end of the day, the federal government the United States federal government is responsible for some of the most sensitive, broad-based, and important infrastructure, not just in the country, but in the world, okay? So this is what they are doing. Why are they doing it?